Hello, this is Lena making Bespoke Craft Designs. I'm finally here to do the flip through of this journal. Now it's all finished, and like I said, I've got a confession to make. I'll start with the confession and then I'll show you a little bit more when we get to it. This, as I was making this and going through it, it was getting bulkier and bulkier, and it did shut, but I had to force it shut. So it started off as a 3 signature. It is now a 2 signature. It just got I was just so excited to put everything in it, to show everything, and it just got too bulky. So I've taken one of the signatures out, and the good news is I've got another 1 signature journal almost finished. So I will do a flip through of that one with that particular signature in, but this is now a 2 signature, and I'll show you how I've got over that and what I've done differently. But I'll start with won't do a lot on the cover because I've actually done a video on the cover, so you can check out my video on me covering all the cover. The only thing I've put on is I've just put a little charm on. I'm not sure whether I had that on the video or not. I might have done, actually. I know I was talking about putting it on, and I've just wrapped it round the binding. So I did explain all that in the video. And the other thing I've just added with a ball clip, I've just added one of the little discs that I've made. I didn't make them in a previous video. I made them just in quiet time, but they are really, really sweet, and I just thought it fitted on there really nicely. So, because I was humming and ahhing what to put on, and I had a bigger disc that I forgot to put the hole in, and I was going to stick that down, but it just didn't look right. So I went with this one. So that's the only thing I've done off camera. So let's have a look. So again, some of this was done in the videos and some not. I'm just trying to make sure I get right in screen. That's it. So on this is the material in the inside that I really liked this and thought it was really jolly. So I had to use that on my inside cover. I then made quite a large pocket here, and put lots of different laces. That's the lace from the front, and I just think that looks so sweet that you can see it on this side as well, because when you close it up, that goes on the inside, and I just thought that looks so nice when you open this up, that you can see it through there. And this, I did a video on these, so I've just got a very large journaling card there. This pocket again, excuse me, that's my phone going off. Let me just move that out the way. This I did on camera. This is one of the flippy out pages, and I think I did these on camera as well. So you haven't seen that yet, but you'll have seen it before you see this flip through. So on some of the pages I just added some lace, and I did do this on camera as well. That was just in my finishing touches. These are the Mrs. Coggs printables that I've printed onto, it's actually an old pillowcase, and then I've stacked it up with different laces, and it's like a flip. You can write things under there and then nobody can see it. I just think that is really quite sweet. I was going to do it as a pocket, and I thought, no, I like it quite like that. And just some music paper. And this is just a flip out, and again you could put something under there, a picture or something under there. You've got plenty of room to write on this side. This is my eco dyed paper, and then I've just put some different laces on there. This is an old vintage lace, and this is newer lace. This is one of the envelopes out of the kit from Artymaze, and I've just got it on a belly band. I've done some mixed media work in the background. These were some cards that I had, and when I stopped making cards I'd stored a lot of these, and some of them had got a little bit sort of, you know, bent at the edges, which I wouldn't use for making cards, but they were ideal for in the junk journal. I've put some decoupage on and some different bits of text on the back, and I just thought they do look really effective. I don't know how much is shown up on camera, but they do look effective. And then I've just got one of these down the side, a ruffle, couldn't think what it was called, down the side. Now these, I've never had guest checks before, and I decided to keep these quite flat, so I just did some stamping on there, and then I've left that. That has actually been tea dyed, but very lightly, so you can just see a little bit where it's got a little bit of green that's run through. I'm not quite sure where that green's come from. But I like it when that happens. I've probably lent it on something else. And that's one of the pockets out the kit from Artymaze. This is my coffee dyeing paper with the napkin effect on there. And again, out of the Artymaze kit. I've put one of her little pockets on here, and then I've just made some of these to go on. I've got a video on doing these as well. And that's just on some watercolour card, and it's really quite sturdy. Lots of room on the back to write on if you wanted to write on there. You could even write on the back of here, depends how much journaling you do. And then some graph paper with just another little ruffle on there. This matches in with the cover paper. This one I've left just as is. Again, it's out of the Artymaze foxglove kit. I just like that side, and I thought I'm going to leave that one as it is. But on this side, I have put one of the journaling cards and just sewn down two sides so that I can put something in. And then I've just made up some real simple little tags with a brad in the top and just some little bits of ephemera on there, and that just fits in. I've glued them well down so that they don't come off, but I've left them just a bit loose because I like them like that. That fits in there. And then some of the tracing paper that I stained with, now I thought this was avocado, but I don't think it is. I think it's one of the distressed inks, and I'm not sure what colour. I can't remember what colour it is. So I did it with coffee dyeing and then picked raspberry. So I just put a little bit of pink raspberry on my desk with some water on it and just dipped the papers in, and it's quite effective. This, I did this decoupage in on a video, and I've just put a little bit on here. Now I've left it open so you can slip something in if you want, or you can just have it that it's made the page look a bit more attractive. Not that it wasn't before, but it just fits in quite nicely with it. So I've got that on there. Plenty of journaling space in here. And these are out of the story of Edith Holden. I've made these as an extended page so that I could keep the page this way on so you could read some of the story, because I like to see that. I love it that it's got the date on the front there. I mean, these are obviously a copy. They weren't actually from this time. This one wasn't published in this time. It was published later on. This again is some of my coffee dyeing, and there's a bit of acrylic paint going on there, and I've used one of my household items to create this. It looks like it's a stencil, but it's actually a tray that I use. I've got a spare one, tray that I use for when I've washed all my cups and I leave them to drain. It's like a plastic effect top, and it makes this gorgeous pattern. So I just laid that on top of where I'd splashed the coffee and whatever else, and then I put a bit of acrylics on, and that's the effect I've got. I really like those papers. I think they look really effective. And just a bit of lace on the side. Now this one, I went to town on this pocket. I put a couple of corners off one of the Artymaze papers, two of the different ones, and just did them at the corner, left them open there. As you can see, I haven't actually decorated these because everything that's going in them. This is one of the large tags that I did from the decoupage pieces and cut them into tags, put some lace on. I've started using my crocodile, and these are the memory keepers. I can never remember what they're called, these things anyway. I can never remember. So I've put one of those in there. I think they look really lovely. Then I did some of these little round ones. I had some of these clocks. Used some of my coffee dyeing paper again. This is the ones that I'd created the lines with my grill pan. I just laid them on the grill pan and it made these really cool lines. And I've just put some, this was the image that I printed off, and then I've just put some stickers over the top, and that just fits in that one quite nicely there. And then I made some little altered paper clips, and I've got that just to fit on there. It doesn't have to stay there. This is how I will, oh, and it's got a little charm on it, that there, a little key. This is how it will be given, and then obviously whoever wins this, because this is going to be a giveaway. I'm at the moment trying to get support to get some more subscribers, and I'm going to give this as a giveaway. I've asked for people to tell me at what stage they think I should give it away. I'm actually thinking at 500 subscribers I'm going to give this as a giveaway, but I may give some other different bits as giveaways along the way. I haven't decided about that yet because I've still got some of my other journals that I did, the little mini ones that I did, but I think I'm going to give this away at 500 subscribers. So it seems a long way off at the moment, but I'm hoping I get there, and then I'll be able to give this and sort of spread the word a little bit. This is one of the paper bags. Now I think this is what made the journals so bulky, because I had one in each signature, and it's beautiful, but it's just bulked out the journal, so I've made it extra strong. It was just a bag that I got from the supermarket. It has the see-through bit in the middle there that's lovely and crinkly, and with the glassine piece in there. And then I've put one of these very large journaling cards in, but this also is brilliant. If you've got a page that's a bit chunky and you want to write on it, you can use it as a writing board. So it fits in the back of there, and it works really, really well. So I've got that in there. This has got some vintage lace on here. This is a runner, like a table runner, and it was all damaged at one end, because I find it very difficult when they're okay to cut them up, but this was damaged at one end, so I didn't feel guilty about cutting it up, and put that on there. This is just another doily. Oh, there's a little bit pulling off there. Look, as I'm rubbing, I'm pulling that sticker off that. I'm going to stick that down just as we go, so we don't want any bits coming off. Set that down there, and then some more of my tea dyed paper and a little bit of lace on the edge. And again, one of it was just a real bright green paper that I've just coffee dyed and then sprayed with a bit of avocado, and I think that's turned out really nice. And again, just some lace on there. I do apologise for my phone keep tinging. It's My son's gone on a day out with his little boy and keeps sending me pictures. This is a little tag that I've done. I've got a video on this as well. I've just popped this. I'll show you the other side of the envelope. This is the side of the envelope. It's got an extra little flip on there, so I've just fitted that in there. And then the big bit, I've just put a journaling card in there. This is from the Shabbydabbydoodah kit, and I've just put those in there. Lovely little flower on here. This bit that I've used here, because that's the actual envelope piece there, this piece is a piece from the little fancy envelopes that out of Artymaze kit, and I've just made some more similar just to this piece, and I've used them like this. I use them in a lot of places and I really like those. This again is avocado dyed paper, and this is a large tag, and it's got some lace on it. Again, there's a video on me doing this. And some of Artymaze. I think that's the Not Too Shabby kit of Artymaze. And then this is some of my decoupage with napkins, and I've just left it open at the top so things will slip in. Right, we're at the middle of the first signature. I did a video on these mixed media butterflies. So what I've done with these is I've just bent them in half and glued them together and put these on my centre strings. So I've got 2 going on there. I like to just put something. Sometimes I put charms if I can get some really flat ones, but these lay really flat, so they're not bulky. As I say, this was already suffering from being too bulky, so I think they look quite effective. I've got those on there. Just a doily on this one, and then I've left the doily loose on this side. You can write plenty of journaling space. This is the other side of the envelope, and this, I did a video on this, how I'd done the flip outs at the side and covered the envelope. These were envelopes, real bright coloured envelopes that I had from the card making days. And then they've just been collaged, and I've got a little saying on there. This is from Mrs. Coggs. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. I think that's really lovely. I love all these little sayings. And then I've used one of the Artymaze pages here and made it into just a little notebook. And there's a little bit of a flip out, so all the different papers in there. I've even put some, it has been tea dyed, but it's very lightly tea dyed. It was because I'd done a big bunch and this was right in the middle, so it's only got a little bit. It still looks quite white, but you can see that it has got some staining on it, and I liked the effect on that, so I've put that one in. Usually my staining is very dark, but I just liked the look of that, and that goes in there. Actually, I put it that way with the spine up, and then the pages won't get bent over, so that fits in there quite nicely. Again, the green paper, a coffee dyed on the other side, and I've just put some trim down here. You'll notice a lot of the trim don't go right from edge to edge. That's just the way I like to do it. This is the other side of the paper bag, and I've just decorated it all. In the glassine bit, I've made sure there's an image that shows through there and lace on the top. And again, plenty of journaling space, but you can also use it to put behind a page if there's some bumps, so that you can do your journaling. So that just fits in there with the lace hanging over the edge. This is one of these that I've used again from the envelopes out of the kit, and I've just put a journaling card. This starting out as one of Shabbydabbydooddah's cards with quite a bit of blue in it and the clocks, and then I've just put some decoupage over the top with the napkins, and I've used the medium so that it's, I don't know what that is there, just a little mark on there. I'll have to see if I can just go back over that. And a little bit of lace and bling up here, So I like that there. I'm trying to think what the medium was that I used. It was a glaze medium that I used over the top when I'd done the decoupage. But I have done a video on it, so you can look at that. Again, one of Artymaze papers, and the other side of my paper. And then in here I used some bits out of the kit. I've covered them differently. That one's got the lovely line effect on it, and this is one of the body forms. I love those, like a little journaling space, and I've just put it in this little bit there. Oh, wrong way around. So they'll go in there like that. And this is the extended page that I did on one of the videos, and in here I've got one of these tags that I made on one of the videos, and again some of Artymaze paper. Well, this is backed on Artymaze paper and the straw paper on the back. That if you want any of that straw paper, it is from Camellia. I think it's Camellia Arts. I'll actually put the link below, and that she's actually got a shop in the UK, because I couldn't find any straw paper in the UK, so I'll put a link below for that. This is just some of my coffee dye papers. Just used a little bit of modern trim on there with some flowers on. This is one of Artymaze, and that's just the tracing paper again. This one, I've just put one of the tiny little pockets in the Artymaze kit, and then I've made these really thin and used the mixed media butterflies again, really thin, but they'd be ideal as a bookmark, because often when I'm journaling on holiday, I like to always have a bookmark in, and then I write as part of my journaling what books I've had and what books have been good and what have you on the back of my bookmark, and then I put it back in my journal, and I love doing that. Just some lace on the graph paper, again one of the Artymaze papers, and the other side of the lace coffee dyeing. And as I say, there's just bits of lace, but as I said, there is a video on me putting the lace on. This is the other side of the card. Now this is one of the Artymaze. I've just put a belly band on there. This is one of the Artymaze papers, and I've done some origami. This was the very first video I did, making these little squares where you've got secret space for journaling, and I absolutely adore making these. And I thought, well, I'm going to go that little bit further, and I'm going to actually put one of the origami dresses on the front of there. I absolutely love playing with folding paper, and I mean, it's not, I've glued it all down, so origami you don't glue down, but I have glued all this down. The reason I was doing these, I was practicing these because I'm doing some wedding journals that I've been asked to do, so I've had a practice, and these are what I've come up with. Not my idea at all. I'll put the link below. It's a lovely lady, and she makes some fabulous things out of folded paper, and I just cannot remember her name. Oh, that's not very good. I can't remember her name, but I will put her link below. She's got a YouTube channel, and I got had a look. Well, I just put in I want a bride dress. That's what I was looking for, and she makes some beautiful things. So I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do a dress, but I wasn't sure how to do it. I was messing about myself and couldn't come up with anything decent enough. I found her YouTube channel, and it's really lovely. I love watching it. I will have to put the link below because I can't remember the lady's name. I seem to think it's... No, I can't remember. It begins with a G. I just can't remember, but I will put the link below. Again, some coffee paper, and there was some little splits in it, so I've just put some washi tape on the bottom, and that's the pink paper that I coffee dyed with some lace on, and just some old ledger paper there. One of my napkins that I'd copied, again another ruffle on there, and my tea staining paper, and that's the end of the first signature. And I've put another one of these in there with the decoupage tags. I have done both now there's only two, both signatures fairly similar, but I have also done one, changed it up a little bit, so they're not exactly the same. I like them a little bit different. As you can see, I've got a very wide gap down the middle because that's where the other signature was. I thought rather than try to hide it and pretend it never existed, I'll actually pretty it up and make it so it catches people's eye, and they know it was there. There's no point in me pretending it wasn't there, because it was just far too thick, far too heavy, and so I've taken it out, and I'm pleased I have. I kept looking at it and thinking, it's not right. This again is one of the extended pages. This is my first page in my second signature, and I've got a little bit there I've used an oddment of the Artymaze papers, and one of my butterflies, I always put the antennae on, I've got a little butterfly punch, and this is some of the canvas that I use. I'm sorry about the umming and ahhing. I've got a problem with my memory and I forget my words, so please forgive me when I and ah. This is one of Artymaze's kits again, and I've just got that in there, a little journaling space in there, and it just fits in that little bit, just nice. I've used one of the tags, but I've actually sewn it down in the background just to decorate, but you could journal on there. And there's some of the images from Shabbydabbydoodah, and then that's just some of my papers collaged on the back of there. And I've put, it doesn't have to be perfect. I thought that was really in keeping with me making quite a big mistake here, but I think I've recovered from it quite well. It happens, and there's no point in pretending it didn't, because it did. So, and my papers again, I've only gone halfway down with the trim, and the ledger paper again, and then this is another one of the flips. Music paper. I say I've used one of these in both of them, and then, as I say, you can put something under there. This is just one of the envelopes again on the belly band, and I've just put one of the cutouts from Shabbydabbydooddah's kit. And this time I have just put a little bit of trim on this one because it was a little bit less decorated, and I've got some punched butterflies on here, but they do blend in. They are quite pretty, but they do blend in. Yeah, I mean, you could go around them with a pen just to highlight it a little bit, but I'm quite happy leaving it like that. And that again is the guest check. I love these guest checks. They were from Camellia Craft. I think it's Camellia Crafts. I have got the card, but I've dropped my box with the cards in, would you please? As I was trying to pick something else up, I really must have a good tidy up when I finish this. Again, the coffee dyed paper. This is one of Artymaze's smaller pieces, and one of her kits. Believe in yourself, that's something I have to tell myself quite regularly. And one of these that I've done on a video that goes in there. Just decorated the page with an image from Tina's kit from Shabbydabbydoodah. Just some lace on this one from Artymaze, and then I just used music paper. One of the images from Mrs. Coggs, and this again has been printed on some pillowcase, and I've just prettied it up with some laces, and then one of these tags in the back. Then the lovely tracing paper, and then this again is Artymaze, and in her kit there were some of these lovely cut out hearts. So on this page I thought to do something different, I've put one of the, I've used my crocodile, made a little hole, and you could hang something from there if you wanted. You could put some lace on it. I've just left it like this. I think that looks really sweet on there, and just some lace on there. You can see where it comes through, but it's not sharp or anything. I'm quite happy with that, but you could put something, you know, you could decorate it up if you wanted. You could put a butterfly or one of the flowers or something on there, but I haven't done. I've just left it like that. This again is one of the decoupage pieces. I've used some of these words from My Porch Prints, and I've just backed it onto some paper. This is a poem. I've got a poem book, and I've just backed that onto there and used that as a tuck spot. And these are some really flat this is what I did my eco dye-in paper. This was the last of it. I've gone round the edges with a little bit of black soot just to show off the edges, and then I've done lots of stenciling and stamping on here, and I think that looks really effective. A lovely way to produce a lot of dimension, but it's just one piece of paper and it's very flat, and that's the other side of the eco dye-in paper. And I thought that looked really pretty in there, because I do love bulking things up, but I thought I'd better just start doing some flat things as well. Again with some lace on there and Artymaze. This again was out the Edith Holden book, and I've left it lengthways so you can read on the other side. There's a bit of the story. In here I've just done a smaller journaling card with some more eco dye-in paper that went more yellow that time, and I've just sewn around that, and it's one of the Artymaze pieces, and that just fits in the glassine bit there. There's loads of room to put all the stuff in if you wanted to, but you can see that through the glassine window, so I thought that was quite nice. Again, I've got one of these, and I've not actually decorated this up. I've just put the tag in the back of there. I've got a little journaling card, very thin there, and one of the little round ones that just goes in the front there, and then I've put the paper clip just on there. It's got a little charm on and just a bit of paper on the back. Some of them I've done both sides, so depending on which side of the page you wanted it, but that one's only done on one side, and it just slips on there. Lovely little heart charm on there. This is another one of the envelopes, and I've just put a tag shaped little flip with papers in there, and that one fits in there quite nicely. And again, these are the envelopes that turn out, but I did do a video on these. I'm going to put that in upside down just because I want the spine showing, and then it's not going to bend the papers, and I just like to leave that out a little bit. Some more lace at the edge of this one, and then this one I actually forgot to only glue down two sides, so I glued all the way around. So the bigger tags that I'd used in the other one I couldn't actually use in here, so I used one of these tags again from my eco dye-in papers, left it as flat as I could, did a lot of stamping in the background, and just put one of these washi tape butterflies on here, and then a lovely little tag on there too. Again, I've used some book page and mounted one of the sayings, enjoy the moment, and the little butterflies in there in the middle. And then this one is the other side of that envelope. This one I've actually glued to at one side of the envelope down, so I've got a tuck spot there to put a little flat tag in, and then that's from the Artymaze kit. Sure that's from the Artymaze kit. And again, I've used that lined coffee dyeing paper on the back, and that's from Shabbydabbydoodah. So I'm going to put that in there. This has got some lace on it, and then I've used a bit of binding over the top because I found that lace was difficult to glue down. It was gluing my pages together even though I was putting plastic over it. So I've put a little bit of binding over the top of that one. This is the other side of that envelope, and again I've got a journaling card, and this is out of one of the kits from Tina, just the image. I liked that image, and that can be seen through the glassine window there. And again, you can use it as a very large journaling space, or to put behind your papers as you're writing, as like a writing board. They are quite sturdy, and I've collaged on this. And then this is just a little bit at the end of the page that I've put just a flip on here, and I've just put some journaling cards and a tag in there. So there's lots of space in here. And this is one of the pages that I did on the video, and I've just put one of these that I did a video on in there as well, and there's lots of space for writing on. So, and this has got one of the ruffles on there. On the other side is Artymaze. A little bit of very old vintage, and this, as I say, this one was torn, and I've used a bit of the torn piece on there, just a piece of lace on the corner of this paper. It's just the, again, the staining paper and some tea dyed. Another little ruffle that matches this side, and it's Artymaze, and again just the tracing paper and another one of these. Again, the Artymaze paper and the graph paper. More of the Artymaze paper from the kit, and some of my tea staining paper, and that's again got the doily effect on there. This is the other side of the card, and again it's got another one of these in. This one's got the blue flower on, and some of the music paper, the pink paper. This has got some yellow going on this. Some of the vintage stationery paper there, ledger paper. Again, this is one of these tops of the envelope, and a journaling card in there. And some lace on these papers. And that's the back of the second signature. Oh, I've missed something out of there. I haven't got a... What have I got? I took it out and haven't put it back in. I haven't put my journaling card in there. That's just like a little corner tuck, and it wants something in there. This isn't right. I'm not quite sure what I had in there. It slipped out and I've put it somewhere, I should imagine. So I need to find it and put it back in there. It's not that one. And then in this bag I've got a belly band that I've used some of the papers that I've just stained. Then I've put some lace on, a little flower, and what do you call those things? Oh, it is annoying when you forget your words. A brad. And I've got that in there. And this is one of the cards that I did on the video. And that fits just in the back of there. Normally. It does fit in there. On here I've got one of the mixed media butterflies that I did, and I've got the I was going to say standalone antennae. They I've just covered some real thin wire and just put on those. I've glued them down, but they are loose. Used some tea bag in the background and some old paper that I've stamped up. This is just a tag that was on some clothing that I really liked it, and I've used the original dupe that was on there, and then I've just put handmade by Lena on the back. I always try to put one of those on somewhere in it. So I was just showing you the back of this clip, and I've just got a little dangly charm on there, and at the bottom I've got another dangly one on the bottom of there. And we're back to the front. So that's it. That's the flip through. I hope you like this. I'd love you to put a comment on, because that's what I've asked for people who want to enter into the giveaway to help me get to my subscribers. I'm going to give this away at 500 subscribers. So if you'd like to join in that and write me a comment and like and subscribe to my channel, I would be over the moon. Thank you for now. I'm going to say bye for now. Keep safe, and I'll be back to you soon. Bye.